Today we're going to talk about the distributive property. And what that means is when we have a number like 6 times 12, what we're going to do is we're going to take our larger number and we are going to chunk it into its parts. So 12 is the same thing as 10 and 2. And then we are going to distribute or share the 6. Okay, the word distribute means to share or deliver or to pass out items. Like I would distribute the cups at the party, so I'm going to give everybody a cup. So here I'm going to give everybody a 6. Okay? And then I just multiply the parts and then add them together. So let's take a look at this example right here. So first I write my biggest number in expanded form. So 11 is the same thing as 10 and 1. And then I distribute or I pass out or share the 8. So now I have 8 times 10 plus 8 times 1. And the purpose of this is to make it simpler to do the multiplication. So now when I find my answer, if I do 8 times 10, I'm going to write it directly under here. 8 times 10 is 80. And then I do what's in parentheses over here. 8 times 1 is 8. Now I bring down my plus sign. Plus sign. Let me erase that. Then I bring down my plus sign. Now, 80 plus 8, my answer would be 88. And what you're going to notice when you do these problems with the distributive property, your answer is going to be in like an upside down triangle shape. Alright, let's take a look at this step by step. So first we have our problem, which is 16 times 8. The first thing we want to do is to rewrite our problem, writing the larger number in expanded form. So here our larger number is 16. So we are taking our 16 and writing it as 10 and 6. Okay? Then the second step says now distribute or share the number you're multiplying by. So now I need to share the 8. So the 8 goes here and the 8 goes here. So 8 times 10 plus 8 times 6. Now our third step says multiply each part in the parentheses and write answer below. So now I'm going to multiply each part. 10 times 8 or 8 times 10 is 80. And then my other part is 8 times 6 or 6 times 8 is 48. And now I add a plus sign. Now I could go one step further to make this easier to add. And I could change 48 into 40 and 8. 80 plus 40 plus 8. I know that 8 and 4 make 12. So 8 and 4 make 12, so 80 plus 40 would probably be 120. And 120 plus 8 would be 128. And that is my answer. Here's another way to look at the same problem of 8 times 16. So here they have it written out in expanded form. We have it written out in expanded form, and you can kind of think of it like our area model, where we have 8 times 10, and then 8 times 6. 8 times 10 would be 80. 8 times 6 is 48. Now we would just add those together, and we would have 128. When we do the distributive property, though, it looks different. It's going to be more like a line. So it would look like this, 8 times 16. So I would have 8 times 10 plus 8 times 6, and put this in parentheses. Okay? Then I would solve. 8 times 10 is 80, plus 8 times 6 is 48, And then I would add 80 plus 48, and I would get 128. And then you're going to notice that your answer is going to look kind of like an upside-down triangle. Now let's try another problem. We're going to start by writing this using the distributive property. The first thing I want to do is take my larger number. This is my larger number. I'm going to write it in expanded form. 43 is the same thing as 40 and 3. Okay, then I'm going to distribute or pass out my 5. 5, 5. Now I'm going to multiply 5 times 40 and 5 times 3. I need to throw in my parentheses and a plus sign. Now I'm ready to go. The next thing I do is multiply each section one at a time. So 5 times 40. 5 times 4 is 20. And then I would just bring down my 0. Now I'll do this section. 5 times 3. 5 times 3 is 15. Now I add. Okay, 200 plus 15 is 215. I can tell I'm finished because I have kind of like my upside down triangle shape. Alright, let's try another one. The first thing I'm going to do is write this in expanded form, my largest number in expanded form. 37 is the same thing as 30 and 7. Now I want to distribute or pass out my 6. 6 times 30 and 6 times 7. Put in my parentheses and my plus sign. Now I'm ready to start. 6 times 30, or 6 times 3. I know that 6 times 3 is 18, and then I just bring down my 0. I know that 6 times 7 is 42. Now I'm 180 plus 42. Well, I know that 180 plus 40 would be 220. Or if I need to, I can stack it up right here to make my adding easier. 8 and 4 is 12, carry a 1. So 220, and then I would have that 2, so my answer is 222. When I'm finished, my problem should look like an upside down triangle.